As much as I love WordPress for building websites and hosting my own website, it's not for everyone. So today I'm going to give you 4 alternatives if you are trying to build a website somewhere besides WordPress. When I say WordPress is not for everyone, it's not because there's limited functionality. It's because I know that business owners have different resources, budgets, needs, or maybe they just don't want to use WordPress. Maybe it's just a preference. Maybe they just don't want to deal with WordPress, and that's fine. I'm not here to convince you that WordPress is the end-all be-all, because sometimes we just have different preferences. Just like I think Diet Dr. Pepper is the best, I know that not everyone is going to think that, and some will prefer Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi or whatever else. So I love WordPress, but I want to give you some different options. Now, if you're watching this and you already have a website or you're about to start building one and you're looking for some options, let me know specifically what you already have a website on or what platforms you are considering down in the comments. But now let's jump into those 4 options. The first is going to be Squarespace. This is probably the most common alternative that I recommend and that I see a lot of other designers and developers recommending. Squarespace has a lot of similar functionality and options like WordPress, but it's a lot simpler, especially on the back end. I've heard some people compare it to PC and Mac, where pretty much do the same thing, but Mac has kind of a cleaner interface, and so Squarespace has that cleaner interface. So you could kind of think about it in those terms if you're familiar with both PC and Mac. It does have some design limitations, especially if you are not working with a developer or designer who can code and customize things further. But overall, pretty similar and a very, very solid platform choice. I have lots of videos about Squarespace on my channel, so if you're interested, be sure and check those out for more information. The next 2 options I'm kind of looping together, even though they are completely separate. I don't want to confuse anyone thinking these are the same. They are very separate, but Webflow and Showit are 2 really great options. They are solid platforms, but they can be more overwhelming than WordPress. So I think these are great platforms if you are looking for a super, super custom look, don't want to mess a ton with coding, but also have resources to hire a designer or developer, or are going to have someone on hand to update things for you, or you're super techie yourself. So again, great platforms. There are some limitations. I don't love the export options, like being able to move your site away from these platforms. There are some options, but they're not great. It's not as easy as like from moving from Squarespace to WordPress and vice versa. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you are going to be blogging. But all in all, great platforms, lots and lots of customizations. And then lastly, another great platform is Shopify. So Shopify is really only geared for product-based businesses. So I really only recommend this if you are selling physical products. I mean, you could also sell digital products with this as well, but it has really great integrations for shipping and inventory, and you can have it on your iPad and like sell at a market or your storefront, whatever. So that's why it's so popular with product-based businesses. So it's a really, really great option. Also, even if you're just doing drop shipping, if you're opening like an online store and just doing drop shipping, it's great for that as well. So that's a really great option for product-based businesses if you're not wanting, obviously, to use Squarespace or WooCommerce and WordPress. Be sure to check that out. I know someone's probably going to ask, If you're new here and you haven't watched my other videos, I don't recommend Wix or Weebly for business owners. Now, if you're doing a website for a hobby or just something else, those platforms might work for you. Personally, I'm not a fan of them. For business owners, I have some videos that go in depth on that subject, but I don't think they have the right functionality, the right security, the export options. So that's why I don't recommend them specifically for business owners. So those are my recommendations: Squarespace, Showit, Webflow, or Shopify. If you have questions about any of these platforms, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see any specific tutorials on these platforms or more in-depth comparisons, let me know. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and I will see y'all next time.